Hello, everyone, and this is a market chart with the Chief Executive Officer of Afrinex Exchange Limited in Mauritius, Mr. THAPELO Tsheole. Good to have you on this conversation.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be part of this.
Let's chart to this very big news on the island of Mauritius. The Afrinex Exchange, you just listed on the board of your exchange a $27 million foreign currency convertible bond floated by NHC Foods. Walk me through this a little bit. Tell me more about the offer or the listing.
Yeah, this is one of the many listings that we are expecting this year to happen. It's a $27 million FCCB, foreign currency convertible bond, by a company based and headquartered in India. As you know, we are a Pan-African stock exchange that plays a global reach, mainly connecting India and Africa, based in Mauritius. And therefore, this 5-year tenor bonds with a coupon rate of about 1.5% and issued at a discounted rate of 10%, significantly marks a milestone in one of the companies that we've been working on to list this instrument.
Why is this bond listing significant, considering the fact that this is a company headquartered in India?
Yeah, I think it's very significant because it really shows the role that Afrinex wants to play in the global financial space in terms of putting some of the Indian companies in an African exchange based in Mauritius like Afrinex to give exposure to African investors of the fast-growing Indian economy, which is about 1.4 billion people. It's an opportunity for African investors to actually invest in some of these securities. And also, it's also a strategic listing for us because as much as we want to attract a lot of African exchanges, the African instruments in Afrinex, so that we give exposure to some of the Indian investors. We also want to attract some Indian investors into Afrinex to give some of the investors an African opportunity to invest.
So, what does this listing, what will it help NHC Foods to achieve as a company headquartered in India but doing business in Mauritius and in Africa and around the world?
Yeah, the company is under aggressive international expansion in terms of food processing, and it wants to establish or strengthen the global supply chain. And therefore, I think this $27 million will aid the company to facilitate its aggressive international expansion.
Talk to me about your first quarter performance at Afrinex Limited. You've seen this listing. What's been the performance of the exchange since the year started? Walk me through that very quickly.
Yeah, I think so far I arrived in the exchange as the new CEO in January, obviously. This is the second listing that we have done. We initially did a $33 million bond by seller Gaget's company earlier last month. And we have been in steady growth in terms of listings. We have a listings pipeline of about 6 to 8 bonds now, which are going on fine. I have also, after joining the Afrinex, due to my experience in Africa, now started the implementation of state-of-art technology with Bombay Stock Exchange, who are our shareholder and who are our technology supplier. And we intend to go live in the next 2 to 3 months in terms of active secondary market trading. And we intend to also further jack up the primary listings that we're experiencing. But most importantly, we did a lot of participation in a lot of events across Africa and India. In the first quarter, we signed an MOU with India International Exchange, which is called IndiaX. It's an international stock exchange based out of Gift City. Gift City is the financial city based in India. we are going to be entering into cooperation in terms of dual listings and also tapping into the wide investor base in India. We are also talking with some of the African stock exchanges. Actually, we've agreed with them so that we are going to be concurrently doing dual listings and running IPOs together with them when we get our systems ready in the next 2 to 3 months. So it has really been a very hard work of activities in Afrinex.
Yeah, it looks like a very busy year since you started. Just we're now entering the 6 months. First half is due to be behind us at the end of this month. So give me a little bit of what the outlook really is for the rest of the year as we see a number of changes globally speaking, interest rate consideration, inflation consideration by a number of economies on the back of the crisis in the Middle East, and whether interest rate cut will happen around the major economies. How is all of this coming together on the island with the economy and the financial market space of Mauritius as a major gateway to the African continent and, of course, out of the continent through the India subcontinent and beyond?
Yeah, I think from Mauritius, we have seen the central bank increasing interest rate. Obviously, like many other central banks in Africa, to deal with the issue of rising inflation. Which comes as a result of mainly geopolitics. But the most exciting thing is that I think very soon Mauritius will actually be having its budget speech by the Minister of Finance. And you know, in Mauritius, a lot of policy changes and laws are actually done at the point of the budget speech. And therefore, I think there's actually a lot of rethink in terms of what Mauritius can actually do to remain very competitive, to remain the leading financial sector in Africa. Because, you know, we can't rest, because otherwise other markets are going to be much more competitive. But in terms of Afrinex, in terms of perspective, we are seeing renewed interest. We are seeing a lot of inquiries in terms of capital raising opportunities for companies in Africa and for companies in India to tap in the platform that we have provided of Afrinex. And therefore, we are basically looking at a very good year. Like I said, we are finalizing the implementation and the launch of our technology, the state-of-art trading system and settlement system that is supplied by Bombay Stock Exchange. We will be going live in the next 2 to 3 months with the state-of-art technology. But so far, I think our market cap is still very solid at about $12 billion, and we expect this to be significantly higher by the close of the year.
Very interesting time. We look forward to that going live. That will be a major milestone, Mr. Tsheole. We would love to just see this connection between Afrinex Exchange on the island of Mauritius and the Frontier Africa Report. Something innovative, bringing technology to the African continent and, of course, expanding the frontiers across the continent into the rest of the world, deepen the market on the African continent. Thank you so much for all you're doing there at Afrinex in Mauritius. Do have a great day. Thanks for speaking with us on Frontier Africa Reports. Bye for now.